Perek Nun Beis. Ukemoi. Just as Shabbanishmas Adam, in the marshal that we had in the first half of Perek Nun Aleph, the neshama of a person. So we say that Ikir Gilui Klolos Achayis, the core revelation of the life in general. And he uses the word Gile. He doesn't use the word Mishkana, and he doesn't use the word Shriya. He uses the word Gile. V'tzadachiyah. Who b'meichen is in the brain. The brain has, first of all, the Chayis Koli of the neshama. Second of all, it has the Klal of the Chayis Prati of the Namach Evidim Shagidim. And the rest of the limbs receive only light and energy. You see, the whole time he was saying Erev Chayis. Mittamol Dr. Erev Keach. Erev Chayis and Keach is a whole sugi in Chassidus. Before he kept on saying Erev Chayis. Now all of a sudden he says Erev Keach. Levad alone. Hamei Lahem, which is shining into the brain. Mimikir from the root of Gilu Yachayis Shabbamaychen, the revelation of vitality into the brain. So that was the Moshel. And Kachamam Shadarach Moshel in the Nimshal. Same is true in the Lakus. That there is a concept called Shechina, which is also called Muhusei Vatzmusei Shalein Sei Baruchu, that is Shava B'Yenim V'Tachtenim in yesterday's Shir. And this Shechina, which is Muhusei Vatzmusei Shalein Sei Baruchu, which is Shava B'Chol Makayim, is the source of all the different individual measurements of light and life and energy to the various different creations, the various different worlds. And it comes into the world also. The Atmas of Alakus is here. Lahachis Eil Mazavruim, to give life to the various creations, worlds and creations. Shabahamu Malubish, in which it is revealed. V'nichlon, it is included, B'retzeine, V'chachmosei, Ubinasei, V'daitei Yizbarach. It's included in the will and the wisdom and understanding and the knowledge of the Eibishter. Haniki B'Shem Meich, which is called Meich. There's a brain in the creation. Whatever the brain in the creation is, you have not a little bit of life, but central life. Just like in the physical brain, you have central life. In the metaphysical brain, in the Ruchniyizdika brain, you have central life. And what is the central life? In Yiddishkeit, you have Shechina. In Teira and Mitzvahs, you have the Etzem of the Shechina. What the Rebbe called on the previous page, which is Shavah B'Yenim V'Tachtenim. We'll get to Beis HaMikdash in the next page. And the fact that someplace in the creation, namely in Teira Mitzvahs, you have Kolas Hamshachazu, you have the whole neshama of creation of Ishtalshalos. Therefore, that becomes the root of life. That each world and each creation within each world is then receiving Kol Echad, each one bepratis individually, Rak Ha'oro Mispashetis Umeira, small ray which is expanding and radiating Mimaker Zeh, from this source which is Teira Mitzvahs. Kedimyan, as was the mashal that was used of Eira Mispashet Me'Hashem Shadarach Mashal, the light that radiates from the sun, by way of example. And V'Keches Evri Aguf Me'Hameach now. And as the aspects of the neshama come from the brain to the various faculties of the body. Now notice two mashalim. Eira Shemesh and Keach HaNefesh, a very big difference. You know why? Because the light of the sun is not distinct. It's one light that goes into many houses. The light of the neshama is as many different neshama lach as there are parts. So Eira Shemesh would be a mashal for save of kalam, and Chayes HaNefesh would be a mashal for mamali kalam. That in each word they have a different measure of save, of each word a different measure of mamali. Right? This is just my postulation. I don't know this as a matter of fact, but that's Pashas Mistabit. The bottom line is the only reason all of this happens is because there's a brain where the klolos of the Mahus V'Yatmas Eidin Seif HaShavah B'Chol Olam is present, and that's in Yiddishkeit. Umakers, and this root, namely the Teira, who are Nikra Alma is Galia, is called the revealed world. In other words, where Teira is revealed in the world. Umatrunisa, and a queen. Ve'ema Tata, and the lower matriarch. Ushchina, it's also called Shchina Meloshem V'Shachanti B'Seicham. So he says four terms: Alma Dizgalia, Matrunisa, Emetata, and Shechina. And the Rebbe in his footnotes explains each term, and you'll see soon two more, I think. Al Shem, because Shemaker Zed, this root, which is Teira and Mitzvahs, which is the Shechina, who Reish is Gal Ein Sof, is the beginning of the revelation of Ein Sof. That's drawn down and revealed in the world's collected in a revealed way. But over here, revealed doesn't mean what revealed normally means. Over here, revealed means the whole Mohus V'Yatmas Ve'Ein Tzai Baruch, which Shav B'Chol Eilamis is revealed in Teira Mitzvahs. And from this root, from Teira, Nimshech Al Chalacha, that comes down to each one, Ha'ervachai, brought the individual light and life, Harai, which he deserves, V'Sheichen, and it's manifest, U'Mislabish, and it is revealed, B'Teicham, and each one, L'Hachim, to get no life. For this reason, here comes label number 5, Nikra Emabonim. Shechina, Teira is called Alma Disgalia, Matronisa, Emetata, Shechina, Emabonim Adarach Mashal, and it's also called, this is labeled number 6 of Knesset Yisrael, the collective body of the Jew. Shamimah Kazeh, from this root, is Nathlun Neshamas the Atzilus, is radiant, eminent, the souls that remain Atzilus like, V'nivra Neshamas the Bria, and it's creating the Neshamas that are Bria like, V'chuli, and so forth. But you should know the rule, that V'kul in all of them, Ein and Rak, all of the creations, whether you're talking about the idea that Eibishter gives life to the worlds, which is Alma Disgalia and Matronisa and Emetata and Shechina, or you talk about it giving life to Yidden, which is called Knesset Yisrael, or Eimabonim, or Rak Meis Pashtus HaChayis V'Ein. It's only an expansion of the life and the light, Mei HaMokar Azeh, from this source, the Nikah Shechina, which is called Shechina, Keis Pashtus Ha'er Mei HaShemesh, as is the expansion of light from the sun. Here he doesn't bring the second motion. Now boys, I wanted to have what? This idea, that Perek Nebei, is written in Tanya Perek Chav Gimel. Tanya Perek Chav Gimel talks about Teira and Mitzvahs. And over there he has a Lashon. Chav Gimel is one of the prakam that I teach, so I know it pretty good. And he says over there, the Lashon, the Teira and Mitzvahs are called Pnimius Ratzon Elyon V'Chavtzi Amiti, the inner will of Hashem and His true desire. And he says, the Chayetz of Kol HaShtashlos Kulam, he says, one prat Teira Mitzvahs is a Chayetz of Hosei Shtashlos. You have it in Zmidas Karas too, in Kuntesachen also. Teira Mitzvahs justifies creation. You know why? Because if the Eibush takes away Teira Mitzvahs, the whole creation disappears. Hashem doesn't need a world if not for Yiddishkeit. So Yiddishkeit becomes the Nisham. You hear? So I want to make a clarification. We're talking here about Malchus of Atzilus, also known as Shechina and Knesset Yisrael and Emetata and Emabonim, whatever. I forgot all 6. There's 6 different labels. But you must understand, this is not the typical Malchus. Because usually when we say Malchus, what's the next word? Peh, Dibur, of his Havos, Elamus. That's Chitzenius HaMalchus. When he says over here Malchus, he means Malchus de himself. He means the first Malchus. What he calls Reishis. What's the Lashon in the Maimed? What's the Lashon that he uses in the Tanya, which the Rebbe brings in Basi Legani? Reishis is Gal said himself. The Malchus over here is not a normal Malchus of Atzilus. Reishis is Gal said himself. The first place where himself manifests is in Yiddishkeit. That's Pnimius HaMalchus. Or, you know, from a Lashon in Zer, Kutchabrichu was takel be'eraiso bara alma. So steht Eraise is Ak. Kutchabrichu is Pnimius HaTeira. Pnimius Atika the Ak is Pnimius HaTeira, which is Mistakel be'eraiso bara alma. In other words, we're talking about a very unusual concept of Malchus. Because over here, Malchus doesn't mean the source of creation. Over here, Malchus means the source of godliness which justifies creation. Like the brain. And like the Beis HaMikdash. Or Kafishi is by Lakam.